Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Leonard Fournette. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. They'll go with a big back Fournette, going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They give to Johnson going right. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. That's complete to Sterling. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville, and a first down as well. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now a first down throw, Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Bang, 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 bang. Spot.
They'll run with Fournette. Gets past one man.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Now a play fake, and it's locked. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
To the set, 19,
44 to Mike.
59.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Joker, joker, joker. Match box. Mike.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On 1st down, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To throw is Watson. They'll roll him out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Just like that.
Here's Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Watson now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That one goes for 24 yards. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Whitney merciless. Coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Squeeze, double, double. Strong right, strong right. Hey, check. Hey, check.
3rd and long. It's locked. He's going to go deep for Conley. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. and especially against deep balls as we saw there.
David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Houston. It's a punt return score of 70 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, and call more of that.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I smell fear in that offense. Shoot.
Play action. It's locked. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Jacksonville.
Fournette, a first down carry. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. Second and 8 at their 49-yard line.
Seam six.
From just shy of midfield, Luck brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line.
And the Jaguars first down.
Switch.
12.
Off of play action, Luck. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conlon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Watson. Dancing to, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to pour it on. Deshaun Watson, he's a lot of fun to watch in the pocket, but when he's forced out of the pocket like that, he can make those big plays downfield.
Almost a bad thing when you're pass rushing and you force a Deshaun Watson out of the pocket. He creates extra time. He has the poise to keep his eyes downfield and locate receivers, and it turns into a little bit of a scramble drill for the defensive backs. Where is everyone? And Deshaun Watson finds his target for a big, big play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney, merciless, picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Kill.
To throw is Locke. That one complete. He finds Sharp. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Throwing on third down, Locke. And Eifert has it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on third down.
First down, Jaguars.
On first and 10, Locke. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down.
Brings up second and 10.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
No gain on this defense, no gain. Check on.
Second and 10, Luck again. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is third and 10. To the air again, Locke. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And this will be taken at the 13. 12 yards on the return that time.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, Just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Texans on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This will be third and forever. Here's Watson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Hey, 18. Hey, 31. You're trash. Down him, go.
They go to Johnson again. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
Chase that. 19. 55. Let's get this ball back.
3rd and 2, Watson. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. Stills the intended target. Now they get a fourth-quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. After the interception, it's long. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Back to throw, Love.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
On first down, Luck. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target. Facing this fourth-quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He'll buy some time right. It's complete to Fuller. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I give a lot of credit.
1 back to the 2. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Locke. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Luck on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Locke. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Love. Now a desperation throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Houston, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.